This is strange. Very, very strange. Hello guys, welcome to the studio. Today on Beatbender Studio, we're gonna be doing something different. Alright. Okay, so I kinda like did a poll and say, you know what, would you want to know, more about what we're doing here right on the Maschine Studio, that's the Native Instrument, and also the Akai. Then I got a lot of people says, you know what, no, but we also got a lot of people that says, oh please, yes, we wouldn't mind. Don't forget, this is a studio. We are not powered by Akai. Let's get that straight, right? We are just a lover of Akai, and then we've been using it to do a lot of productions. And it's been awesome as a standalone device. It's been, pretty dope, very, very dope. Now, coming to the Maschine Studio, we just feel okay, fine. If we claim to be a production studio, we should be able to lay our hands on more than one equipment. As much as we are not kind of like how do I put it, endorsed, or we are not in contract with any one of these guys to strictly use, kind of like promote, or we're not an ambassador yet, let's say yet. So but for now, so we have the liberty to kind of like showcase any of these devices and let you know what we feel about them. Yes, that's basically what we're trying to do. And if you've been a follower of our channel for a long while now, for like over a year, you know that we actually started out with the Ableton Push 2. Yes, even before getting this guy, it's been the Ableton Push 2, and understanding the workflow and all that. Then we moved to Akai. Felt okay, yeah, Akai's got more community, right? More than what you're talking about in terms of Ableton Push 2, because Ableton Push is strictly considered kind of like a controller just to control, the Ableton Live, and not everybody actually uses that Ableton Live. People, you are free as a producer to use whichever DAW you want to use. We still have Cubase there, still making strong way. We still have Logic. We still have Fruity Loop. Yeah, that's FL Studio right now. We still have Studio One. Don't forget that. And then we have the MPC, and now then we have the Maschine Studio, which is the Maschine 2 Complete Control. Like, a lot of them are out there, and I noticed that based on one thing or the other, people pick their preference, right? We need to allow it. We need to let them make their decisions. We are not the kind of studio that will say, let us compare this versus this. We don't do device versus, except they are in the same category, like 100% the same category. Then we'll say, okay, fine, this. For the device instead, that's what I'm saying. Because if I'm supposed to do a versus of this and this, I'll start talking about, oh yeah, this is standalone, this is not standalone, this you can use outside, this you can only use inside, you can plug it, this has speakers, this does not have speakers. No. Those are not considered to be a fair battle. So we don't go into all those kind of details. But what we can compare is the workflow for you, so that you can make your decision on, okay, you know what, I think I like the workflow of this better, and then, or I do not like it, I think I like the workflow of this one better. So it is kind of like a workflow battle. That, yes, we can approve. A good example, okay, how does the sampling work here versus how does the sampling works here? What are the the ups and the downs of each of them? How does step sequencer work here versus here? When you're talking about maybe arranging your music and all that, arranging the songs and creating scenes and patterns here, how does it work here versus how it works here? That's just what we are going to be taking our time to talk about, and then you can actually see, based on my lifestyle, I think I prefer how this works, and then you are free to go with it. Or based on my lifestyle, I think I prefer how this works, then you are free to also go with it. It is just about what you think is best for you. I can't be preaching this to someone who says, I want to spend most of my time in the studio. Let me just sit in the studio and make my beat and connect it to my system. And I'm not producing outside of my studio. I might not be able to preach this to the person very well and say, you know what, take this, it works for you, because standalone is like you can use it anywhere. Do you get? But someone that says that I still want to be able to have it, the full strength, or being able to work on my maybe like on my DAW and still connect the device. Yeah, you say this works. Some people even use FL Studio or Cubase, and then they use the entire machine as kind of like a VST on it, and then it works perfectly for them as well. So just like I said, it's a different there are different, just like you have different brands of vehicles, and then you make your choice and preferences based on your lifestyle. You can also choose to do the same thing here, or do you get, like, just make your choice based on, you know, your lifestyle, your preference, 100% your choice. You don't have to agree with what we're agreeing with, because here, as far as we're still concerned, we're still kind of like more of an Akai fan, but we're just basically trying to say, you know what, let's just take a look at, let's be open-minded. Let's take a look at what, you know, NI has got to offer machine, and then I wouldn't want to stress myself or break my account to go and get the latest, which is it the plus all those MK3. Nah, reason being, for me, I believe one thing about controller, if it's working, it's working. This is like kind of like that, one of their flagship device, and the new models are just kind of like more compact. We have all the buttons now, you know, tightly knitted together in one corner, and some things taken off that you have to now use functions and all those shifts to access. Yeah, but as far as it's concerned, the more the button, the easier it is for me to, you know, kind of like my own workflow for me, especially given the fact that these doors don't have touch screen. Yes, there is something, one of the things that usually win people's mind, or so to say, the Akai users versus machine that is Native Instrument. They complain a lot that the sound that comes with it is just crappy. That's Native Instrument versus the sound on the Akai. The Akai kind of like has more, you know, they say that MPC sound, that MPC feel. I don't know, like a lot of people say it's fatter or something like that. If you go check the recent reviews of, you know, the new Machine Plus as well, and even the sounds that comes with it, and you realize that also, I think that has been conquered. They also have tried to put in some sounds that you can also, you know, get a very, you know, like serious kind of, it's heavy now, just saying. So if that is the basis why you are jumping on Akai, what will happen if this were to come back to normal? Like, okay, fine, you got the kind of beat you have here, the kind of sound you have here. Would you think, or let me say, would you not want to reconsider the workflow? That's just where I'm at. Do you get? So some of these things are based on, okay, fine, this thing is not working here, let me move here. What if it's working there right now? Wouldn't you want to come back? Or would you say, you know what, I'm good with it, thank you very much? A good example, like I said earlier before now, we were mostly on Ableton Push 2, but then some things that were not really working well for me as a producer, that is, I realized that, you know what, it's better I just migrate to the Akai. And then I've been loving it ever since. Would I one day consider dropping Akai for a machine? My lifestyle, maybe not. But then, can I use it too? My lifestyle, maybe yes. Because once in a while I travel, right? And I want to just carry this along with me. Once in a while I feel like, you know what, I don't want to work within the studio. Let me go walk outside, let me walk at home or something like that. Just be like somewhere different. Quick trip, short trip. I can carry this with me. But you know, that will require, I know that I'm not going with my laptop and I can do everything. I don't need the power here. But then most of the time when I'm in the studio and I'm plugged on, being able to move, you know, ability to just move things, okay, say a new file, a new software, a new sound, carry it, just move it and drag it and drop it and use it. That is a lot possible, more possible on devices like this. I can easily just browse a new sound, download it, and then put it on the file, and I can access it here. Here, it will take me a kind of like more steps, and that is what I mean when I'm talking about the workflow. But if you sit, you know, in your spot, would you be willing to review the two workflow and then decide, okay, truly, okay, like, let's give it to this guy in this aspect, or let's give it to this guy in that aspect? And I've been finding out some things, let me not lie to you. I've been finding out some things that I feel, oh yeah, it's cooler here. Or whoa, it's cooler here. Just workflow wise, that's what I'm saying. This, when I started out, I think this does, they wouldn't even give me any much of a problem. It didn't take me a long time to kind of like, you know, learn this curve, because yes, of my Ableton Push 2 experience, that makes me to quickly know how to handle, you know, things like this, because this is how Ableton works. You touch knobs and corresponding to what you have up here. And also, coming from the Akai family, I'm not a stranger to things like the tap, your note repeat, you know, we're talking about your browsing, your sampling. So basically copy, paste, and notes and nudge, all those kind of things. And everything is just quantized. All those things we know that kind of like comes bundled. Like you're already used to them here. You just need to know where it is here. But most of them might just be a different name anyway, but then they still do the same thing. So what I'm saying is we're going to be doing more of the videos to compare the two of them in terms of workflow, all right? But we will not be comparing them as a device, as a hardware, and advise you that this is what you should get. No. Everybody deserves the right to pick their own device of choice based on your lifestyle, and we agree with that. So you don't have to agree what we agree on. Just, you know, it's for educational purpose. Yes, and better decision-making purpose. So I think I made a beat here and a beat here, kind of like on the same day. Don't mind me, I'm kind of like a fan of hip-hop. So yes, my beats tends to go kind of like a lot in that direction. Except if we're home, we're making something for the home called a local content. Then I go fully African, I go fully Afrobeat on you. So let me see what we have here. And then here, let me see what we have. This is strange. Very, very strange. I've not really done much of a work on this. It's just more of, you know, let me even see how the pattern and the arrangement works. That's what I did with this. It's not really kind of like a real beat per se. So now you will say, oh yeah, this is kind of like heavier and all that and it's punchier. No, I have not even taken my time to search for beats here. Do you get? So don't judge with the outcome of what you're hearing, because I know if by the time I crank this up and I apply some one or two things, ooh, it might be hot, punchier than this. That's what I'm saying. So Yep. So that'll be all for now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and we will see you in the next one. Yep. Yeah.